So I wanted to share a really practical technique for when you get a really difficult card that worries you, concerns you, or perhaps is hanging around as a stalker card. I know that most of us, professionals, books, everyone, will talk about there's no bad card in tarot. But let's be honest, there are certain cards, particularly with certain questions, that don't fill me with joy, that's for sure. And there are certain cards that just kind of often linger as a bit of a niggle or a bit of a worry. So the Five of Pentacles is one that's been stalking me recently. It's one of those cards that whenever I do a reading, it tends to pop up and not really have a clear meaning. When I'm working with clients, sometimes I can do a spread of maybe 3 or 9 cards, and the whole feeling is quite dark. You know, people often come to me in difficult times, and the cards can often reflect that. I am really clear. I want to help people. I want people to feel inspired, comforted, better able to get on with their life after a reading with me. I don't want anyone to walk away from a reading with me feeling worse than before they booked. And in fact, this happened to me recently. I booked a tarot reading with somebody. Much of the reading was quite optimistic and hopeful, which was kind of odd because actually life's been really tough recently. And I was hoping things would get better in the coming year. And in fact, all the big, bad, ugly cards, 9 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 5 of Cups, were coming up for summer, autumn time this year. And then the reading stopped. And I'm like, okay, so I'm a professional. I know these cards. I know how it works. And I was left thinking, oh, that's harsh. And I'm going to be doing quite a lot of work trying to work out what's going on with that, or whether maybe something else was picked up. So this is my go-to emergency help reading. I will do this with a client. I will do it with myself. A little tip is actually, if you are having a difficult stalker card, leave the stalker card out. And if you have a second deck, this is the Druidcraft deck, and my second deck is the Rider-Waite deck. Do this with the second deck. If you don't have 2 decks, or you only like to read with 1 deck, that's absolutely fine. But the most important thing is to leave the difficult card out. So I've got the 5 of Pentacles. It can be ill health. It can be a relationship breakdown. It can be money slow to come in. It can be a mental breakdown, a physical breakdown. There's lots of negative meanings to this card, and it's something I'm keen to avoid. And of course, with the minor arcana, often if we are proactive and understand the advice, we can avoid the worst of those times or navigate them more easily. So it's super simple. You leave the card out, you shuffle your second deck or the remaining cards and really look at that card. And I'm going to pull 2 cards, and they're very specific. One is for hope and one is for help. And that's it. And if I'm doing a reading with a client and the cards are seem to be quite negative or quite dark, I will stop the predictive reading and I will do hope and help and try and get that light into the reading before I carry on. So let's give it a go. 5 of Pentacles, it's my current stalker card. What is the hope, and how can I best be helped through this time? So I'm shuffling. I like to cut the deck, but it's a very personal thing. So hope, justice, kind of a harsh card for hope. I often say with justice, you get what you deserve, that what you put in is what you get out. So there is an element there with hope that I have been, I think, putting a lot of effort into my work, into my family, into my home. Been really trying to put the effort in. So there is a sense there that things will come out even with the scales here, that I will come out of this feeling that I've come to an even keel, that I've got my just deserves. So that's a hope. And the help, fascinating. One of the things that I always say to tarot students is look at the cards. Before you pick up any book, before you pick up any pen or paper to write notes, look at the cards, because here we have, and I'm pretty sure I'm right though, you know, I do make mistakes on tarot details. I think these are the only two cards in the Rider-Waite deck with scales, and they're the same scales. Balance. I am aware that I have definitely been overworking, and that I have been, you know, neglecting family time, self-care, all of those other things. So the hope is that it will be worth it, that I will get my, you know, that things will feel balanced. But the help, the Six of Pentacles. Now, if you've seen my blogs, you'll know that I refer to this as my controlling partner. But when we read just for ourselves, if you're talking about practical advice, this is about me taking control of my day and my life. And the way I interpret that is this then, this man in the guise of a merchant, which is how Arthur Waite describes this man. I think then of this as our life force, hours in the day, if you like, energy. And the idea that at the beginning of every day, I have the chance to choose how I spend my life force. I have been overworking, but I have the choice to balance that out better. I just need to make the choice. And I always like to look at the card at the bottom of the pack. To me, it just gives an underpinning. It gives a sort of a deeper reading. I think of it as the doorstep reading. Three of Cups. To me, that would be accepting help from friends, because when you look at the Three of Cups, it's hard to see where one person starts and another person ends. It's celebration and joy. So there is a suggestion for me that I'm coming through these times, but when I link it with the Five of Pentacles, Justice, and the Six of Pentacles, it would be allowing myself to accept help. So it's that simple. For the first card, for hope, even if it's a negative card, even if it's a really super dark card, let's just try and find a couple. So even if it was the Five of Swords, then maybe it would say, because to me the Five of Swords can be originality, that to think for yourself and that original ideas are coming. If it was the Ten of Swords, if it was hope, then I would say that you're leaving behind self-limiting beliefs. If it was the Eight or the Nine of Swords, if it was hope, then actually just recognizing where you are. Sometimes just knowing where you are is the best hope of all. If it was help, if it was the Sun, then maybe I would say have self-confidence, believe in yourself. If it was the Eight of Wands, I might say just keep everything in alignment. Things are coming together really quickly. For hope, it is finding the bright spark in every single card. And for help, it's finding a practical action for every single card. And they're there. Those meanings are there. So do, if you're looking for extra help on card meanings, do have a look at my website. I'll put a link in the comments. There's lots of free things on my website. I do teach tarot by Zoom. I also teach one-to-one. Just book any appointment and email me to let me know you want tarot teaching. And I am going to be launching some online tarot courses quite soon, so do keep an eye on that. Have a wonderful rest of the week, and I will be back soon.